Hey everyone, this is my Ar-15 pistol chambered in 300 Blackout. This is a little build I did a while ago, and I just want to do a quick little video on it. I have a couple other videos on my channel about this. It was like a little build series, but this I'm just going to make a short and sweet overview of the whole gun, just for people who don't want to watch that or just is interested in a quick video. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is a build I did, like I said. It is a Stag Arms lower receiver with a full CMMG upper receiver that I just bought. I didn't put the upper together, I just bought it as is. The lower has a just mil-spec trigger on the inside that I did a little trigger job to, and just smooth it out, not really lighten it, but it's about a 4.5, 5 pound trigger, real smooth, breaks clean with a pretty decent reset, helps for good accuracy out of the gun. The upper receiver, again, is a CMMG upper when it has a 300 AAC Blackout barrel. It's a very accurate barrel on the gun. In fact, at 25 yards, which is the most I've put it on paper, I shot it about 150 yards at a dirt mound, and it seems to do pretty good. But at 25 yards, it puts basically one hole, like one round through the same hole after another. It's a really accurate gun. At the end of that barrel, I have a Surefire Muzzle Break. It's my favorite muzzle brake. I have it on all my AR-15s. It's a 30 cal one. What's nice about this is that the only difference between this and a 5.56 gun is the barrel. Everything else would be the same. So if you really wanted to, you could just swap the barrel out and you have a 5.56 gun, which is good about 300 Blackout. And I also did my pistol in 300 Blackout because 5.56 out of an 8.5 inch barrel, which is what this has, is pretty pathetic, and 300 Blackout was made for short barrels, so it just makes more sense. Only downside is 300 Blackout is a little bit more expensive and can be hard to find. It's either it's easy to find or it's hard to find. It just comes and goes. So on the outside, let's start from the back. I have the SIG SB15 arm brace. This is not a stock, it's an arm brace, and it is legal to shoulder through the ATF. They even came out with a new letter saying, yeah, it's legal. It doesn't change the definition of this to a rifle. And it does make for a really good arm brace. You slide your arm through the back there and strap it around. You can shoot it one-handed a little easier. Makes it really easy for disabled people to shoot, which is what it's intended for. I'm not disabled, but I really like this little arm brace. It's kind of fun to have. And the buffer tube, I don't remember who makes it, but it is a thicker one, so that thing's pretty solid on there. It doesn't move back and forth. Moving up, I have the Magpul ASAP Sling Attachment. I only use single point slings on this because it's so tiny, and it would be for a more closer range gun anyway, so I'm not going to be humping this around, so I don't really need a 2-point sling. The pistol grip is a Magpul Mo Plus. It's OD green. It's also the rubberized version. That is my favorite pistol grip. It's really comfortable. I don't really like the Myads because it's just a lot of little parts that you need to put together, and it doesn't really make that much of a difference, to be honest. The charging handle I have is the BCM Gunfighter. It's a large one. That's also my favorite charging handle. It's really tough, it's really rugged, and I really like it. That actually came off another AR I have that I put quite a few rounds through. This one I only have about maybe 600-700 rounds through it. Not a whole lot, just because of ammo prices, and it's not easy to find the ammo sometimes, and when you do, it can be expensive. So in the future, I might even get a 5.56 or maybe even a 22 upper on this just to be able to shoot it a little bit more. The flip-up sights are the micro Troy sights. They're not really meant for an AR, especially with this short of a barrel. So what I have this sighted into, the front sight actually sits so high it's a little loose. So I need to take it out a little farther to set the sights up. But at the distance I would be using those sights, it doesn't really make a difference if they're loose or not. Even if they're off, you'd still be hitting your target. And they also have a tritium front post, and the back has 2 dots that look through the hole, and they pick up really well at night. In fact, I almost don't even need the little red dot I have there, which is, I can't really remember who makes it, but it's an Insights Training marked L3 Warriors sight, something like that. It's inside an American Defense mount. It's actually just that little tiny red dot there. The mount's a quick detach, which I really like on rifles. It just makes it easy to get off. It's raised for an AR. It's a little bit short for this gun, which is why I had to get the micro sights. I couldn't see through the sight. I used to have Magpul EMBA sights on there. But it's a 3.5 MOA dot, which for those who don't know what MOA, it's minute of angle. It means 3.5 inches at 100 yards it'll cover. It's not the most clear sight in the world. The dot's a little fuzzy, but it's not too bad. And it's pretty durable. The battery life is decent, so and it's not too expensive for what you get, really. The inside, it's just a normal mil-spec bolt carrier. It's a Spikes Tactical heavy buffer with a normal, or Spikes Tactical spring. It's made of a different material, I don't quite remember. Really smooth, and it actually helps with mitigating recoil a lot. The Surefire Muzzle Break I have at the end does a lot, takes a lot of the recoil out, but the buffer just really smooths it out, and it's a really pleasant gun to shoot, especially out of the short barrel. But 300 Blackout doesn't really kick too much anyway. Coming down, the trigger is just a mil-spec trigger. I did a trigger job too, just to clean it up a little bit. It's not really lighter, but it feels lighter because it's smoother. Trigger guard is a Sequence Precision trigger guard. It's a little bit bigger than the standard one, so gloved hands will go in a little easier. I still kind of like just the normal Magpul ones better, but it just looked a little different. Thought it was cool. This is a Revolution handguard CMMG. It's about 6.5 inch handguard. Don't quite remember. Has detachable rails that you can put on the segments. I also have little green rail ladders. There's another rail segment on the opposite side, on the 9 o'clock position on that handguard. Right there, I have another little rail with the Surefire X300 Ultra. It's an extremely bright pistol light, has a momentary on and a constant on. And that, I could just slide this off too and put it on handguns. You can see that little rail. That's exactly what's on the other side too. Magpul AFG 2nd Gen. It's also an OD green. These are legal to put on pistols because they are not by law considered a vertical grip. So they're really nice to have on there, especially because since it's so short, your wrist is kind of put at an awkward angle, so that kind of helps with that. And again, Surefire Muzzle Break. So for the sake of keeping this video short, I'm going to end it here. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. I'll try to answer it the best I can. If you liked the video, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. Check out my channel for some other videos. Follow me on Facebook if you'd like. The link's in the description below. And thank you so much for watching.